Can you eat halal foods as a Christian? Can Christians eat halal foods? I want to get into this message because I seen a video that was done on this. Now I'm not as saying that do you want to? I'm not asking do you want to? Like, is it in your opinion, should you do it? I'm not asking that. I'm asking, can Christians do this according to the Bible? All right. Now, the answer is yes. Christians can generally eat halal foods. Most Christians view food as a neutral entity. Many consider halal meat safe to eat, also viewing the Islamic blessing as a form of appreciation for God's provision, not dedicating the animal to their God. They're not sacrificing this animal to your God. I mean, to Allah. That, again, they're showing their appreciation for the provision, but they're selling it. They're not sacrificing it. They're selling it on the market. And a lot of foods you eat, you don't know what people do to it. So you would never know. You could be eating animals sacrificed to the spaghetti god or to any pagan deity. But the main thing about those deities is they don't even exist. That's the main thing. You can dedicate this. They have no power. So in turn, all of this is just a tool used by Satan, at the end of the day, because none of those deities exist. They're not real. They're made up. And that's the whole point. So as far as it being permissible, many Christians feel free to consume halal meat and halal products because they believe it's not directly sacrificed to idols. And at the end of the day, the Bible tells us Peter already had the vision about foods, and the disciples already had the conversation about what goes into the body is not what defiles the man. What you're eating, if that's the case, we should still be following the dietary laws of the Israelites, the laws of Moses. We should still be not eating pork, not eating shellfish. Why do you eat lobster? Why do you still do that? But saying, oh, I can't eat these boiled egg noodles because they say that they're halal. Some of those things like boiled egg noodles, they're halal, meaning that they're just permissible to eat. You understand? For Muslims, or is for halal purposes. That's boiled egg noodles don't even have meat in them. So how can you be like that's I can't eat those because it's just because they say that they have the word halal on them? Like, come on, as Christians, we have to stop calling everything demonic. We have to stop that. In 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31, it says, so whether you eat or drink or whatever you do all to the glory of God. Everything we do, we should be praying over our food every day. And if you pray over your food and you dedicating your food in this and you're giving God the glory and thanking him, do you think God won't take back what's his? All of these things belong to God. That meat belongs to God. Allah didn't create it. Vishnu didn't create it. No false God didn't create it. Why? Because they don't even exist. They have no power. These are God's things. Just because man says something, I dedicated to this, and then when you pray over your food, you take that power back. God's not going to punish you. He's going to bless that food. That food is going to nourish your body. If you were starving, about to die, and there was some halal boiled egg noodles down there or some halal meat, do you think that food wouldn't nourish your body, or it's going to make you sick? Or if you prayed over it and you ate it, God's going to take back his power, man. Y'all don't give God enough credit. Everything is demonic, and you let Satan run amok in your life to the point where you can't do nothing. Satan puts you in a box and to where, you can't do anything. You're fearful. You lead people astray. You have people, some of these things you say have people, secular people, non-believers believing you have them thinking Christianity is obnoxious and unbearable, and it's not. Jesus Christ said, my yoke is easy. You understand? All of these things he put on the earth for us. Now, some things aren't permissible. We're not going to sin doing it, but for the things he put on the earth, they're for us. Like I said, all these foods and things, there's meats, the animals he created, the ones he created, those for us. Now, for our consumption. Now, again, so there's certain Christians who won't eat halal food or any food with halal on it, but you're going about eating shellfish, eating oysters, lobsters, snails, eating all these foods, eating rabbits and all these foods that God deemed not permissible for the Israelites to eat. He deemed those foods as unclean, but yet you see them as clean now. So you see how you switch up things, but this has already been explained. Like Paul explains that believers have freedom in Christ, but the liberty should be to build up others rather than seeking selfish gain. We have the liberty to do this now. Would I eat these foods would I eat some boiled egg noodles or some halal meat in front of somebody who feels that they convicted not to? No, I wouldn't cause any brother to stumble or tempt any brother, and we not finna argue over that. But what I'll do that and do it to the glory of God and feel no way about it. I've never gotten sick from eating boiled egg noodles. Again, boiled egg noodles doesn't even have meat in them. So what sense does it make, to say that I can't eat those, or the meat in them is sacrificed to idols. The meat used, there is no meat in them. They're saying they're halal because they're allowed to be eaten. They don't have any meat that's not been slaughtered properly is what it is. But yeah, that's it. Like we avoided to some of us just avoided in front of other Christians who may hold more restrictive views. But that's just but for me, people don't have that same reverence or same sentiments when it comes to pork. A lot Christians saying I'm a Christian, a person not eating pork, they following the dietary laws of Moses, but you over there eating crab legs, you over there eating lobsters, sea roaches, you over there eating all types of pork chops, but some Christians hold that belief that no, I'm gonna follow the laws that God said, the dietary laws. He said they was unclean. Just because we can't eat them, I'm not going to. And that's the stance I take on that. But that's my personal conviction. I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm definitely not saying it's demonic for you to eat pork, okay? I'm not saying that. But some Christians prefer halal meat, viewing it as a more humane and healthier slaughtering method, similar to kosher standards, and which it is. Look at how we slaughter these pigs and animals that we eat. It's no respect there to the animal. It's not even close to the laws of Moses. They slaughter animals humanely, one cut across the throat, dedicating the food to who? Yahweh, our God. You understand? And we need to take that back. Quit calling everything demonic or things like that. It says, according to Romans 14, this is chapter 14. This is verse 14 to 23. If a Christian believes eating it is wrong, anything halal, they should avoid it to maintain a clear conscience. This is what 14 through 23 pretty much breaks down. Wow. It said, if a Christian believes eating it is wrong, they should avoid it, maintain a clear conscience. That's fine. While others may eat it without a restriction, and their conscience is clear as well. There is no judgment. If a person does it, there is no judgment to them. Are you eating demonic stuff? You're going to hell. That's a false judgment. Stop that. Again, it's just something you feel convicted to do. So with that being said, this is The Awakening. I'm gone.